Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Fifth Road Tarot. I'm so excited to have you here today. I am going to do your weekly reading. Welcome to 2020. Before I do anything else, I hope you're having a wonderful start to your new year. And I'm excited to give you your first reading for the first week of the new year. Again, happy 2020, and let's get started. I call on my ascended and enlightened ancestors and ascended masters and teachers to come in today and be in this reading. Please guide me so that I can give the best, most fulfilling message to anyone who is watching today. Thank you so much. All right, let's see. Go ahead and shuffle the cards. So, again, I'm not an astrology person as far as reading goes at this point, but I do follow astrology personally, and I know that we've got a lot of planets in Capricorn at the moment. I don't know how that's affecting you. It's definitely, I feel myself working a little bit harder, which is fine. I am sun sign Taurus, so, you know, some of us like to relax or find the best ways to relax, right? And yeah, I've been feeling it a little bit, but also, and I'm laughing as I say this, but I do know that we've got Uranus coming up, going into Taurus for about 7 years, which will also be interesting, and we've got some movement into Sagittarius, I believe, which I'm not quite sure what that impact is. But I highly recommend you check out your birth chart. Cafe Astrology has like a really good site for checking out your birth chart, especially if you know your exact date and time of birth, especially time of birth. Excuse me. Okay, let's go ahead and get started here. Let's see what Spirit has for us today and for the week of January 5th, 2020. Spirit, oh wow. Oh my goodness. Okay, we've got one card. And, okay. And we've got two. Let's see what our third card is. Ooh, Spirit, do you have, that flew out. Awesome. 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 Okay. So first off, we have the Sun. This is a major arcana card, and it's got number, that is 20. 20. Yes. 10. No, it's 19. Sorry. My Roman numerals escaped me for a second. We've got the Three of Wands. You see the 3 up there. And we have the Six of Pentacles. So right off the bat, I mean, I want to take a minute to just take a look at it, but right off the bat, there's this major arcana theme of the Sun, which is probably the happiest card in the major arcana. The Sun, astrologically, yes, I've been studying this. It does represent a fire sign, Leo. So again, not an astrologer, but this might mean you're dealing with the Leo. But this also means that you're on a path to happiness. You have a bright outlook about your year, your future. everything looks good, sunshiny. You know, you've got the sun here, you've got a baby riding a horse, you've got this big flag and sunflowers in the distance. I mean, what more could you want? You've got this wall of protection. This is everything. This is security and happiness and just feeling free. Excuse me. So then we have the Three of Wands. Wands, again, are more fire. There's a lot of fire. Ugh. And I know with what's going on in the world right now, it's hard for me to say that word fire and really equate it to passion right now. And yeah. So, but wands are about fire. And there's a man here who's standing, and I get the impression that he has walked up to this hill several times with a dream and with this energy. So I think now he's thinking about his future. He's looking out over, I mean, you can't really see it in the coloring of the card, but there are ships out here, and there's a yellowness in the air, which um, to me looks like either dawn or dusk. That kind of light that you see um, when the sun is just coming up or just going down, and like the heat of the year. So this may be even something about summer. But so when we look at the Three of Wands, we see someone who is preparing something. He hasn't walked up there and put these other two wands, or maybe they were already up there and he just walked up and added his. But this is someone who is ready to start building something, because he's already started with a little bit of a foundation. He's looking for stability, and now he's just waiting on this final wand to come here and make the Four of Wands, which is actually a card of stability. So you or someone you're with, or someone may be excuse me, looking to build stability because you understand that this happiness is available to you, right? You don't have to be convinced. This is really good reading. So when we look at the Three of Wands and the Six of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles here is about either you're a merchant and you're giving of your time and your money and justice. But Pentacles are also about earth energy. They're related to the Empress card, which is another major arcana card. And when we think about it, we think about the fertility of the earth and what it is giving to us. This is what I see in this card. Even though there is a man who is giving, I want to say alms to the poor, but giving money to people in need who are kneeling, right? So when we think about what's going on, and I know when we think about what's going on in our world today, and we think about the pentacles being related to the earth, right? I really see this as, and I know I'm going in a weird direction here, but I really see this as the earth. The earth has been of service to us. The earth has given us much, and I think there needs to be a giving back, or at least an understanding that the earth has been giving us so much. I hope you can see that card. And he's holding a scale here that kind of shows the balance. So there's a message of service here, but who is serving who? who is serving whom? Are we serving the earth, or is the earth serving us? Now with the wand's energy, we have a lot of fire, a lot of fire going on here. And if we're looking again, there's the Three of Wands, but there's now the Six of Pentacles. I see this now as, the whatever path that we're on this week, we should be thinking about, are we setting a foundation that is looking out for the rest of the world? Because you notice he has his back to us. So if we place ourselves in his shoes, what is he looking at? He's looking over water. He's looking over in the distance to mountains. He's looking at the sky. And this is what we all want, right? Happiness, sun, stability, security, right? Everything flourishing. Everything has a newness and a calm, right? This is what we should be looking over in the week ahead. How are we setting ourselves up as we are on this earth for everyone else, for the rest of this world? Are we in service to the earth, or is it in service to us? What do we bring to this earth that provides a service, that finds us at the top of this mountain and helps us with the stability? I also see collaboration here. I see a collaboration. Maybe and this could honestly be as basic as something as maybe you're having some sort of lawn work done or yard care work done, or maybe you're having a house built that is ecologically friendly. Um, or maybe you're building something that is for the people. Maybe you're building something that is for the earth, but that is very conscious of being of service. It's very interesting. All right, I'm going to pull a card from the bottom of the deck, see what's on the bottom, and we have the Page of Pentacles. Pages are again, pages again are about, these are about offers. This is about, because this is a pentacle and this is a page, this is about earth of earth. This is very, very, this is very earth energy, earth signs. Pages are also apprentices, bringing new messages, or someone who's eager to learn. This is something we're eager to learn about the earth and the world. We're getting an offer to collaborate. I see this as this is very much a message of opportunity, and I think that we have it. And the messages that we are receiving today, we have an opportunity to build and renew and move forward in a changed way that is collaborative with the earth that we live on. Wow. All right. That went in a different direction than I ever expected to go. Wow. So I'm going to go ahead and pull a Wild Unknown card from Kim Krans's Archetype deck and see if there's maybe an overarching theme to this reading that maybe will give some guidance or some understanding for you this week. I'll just go ahead and pull one card after I shuffle really quickly, because this reading is definitely more about collaboration. And we see, there's in our world, we usually look at, how can I be an individual? How can I stand out? Or at least as far as in the American sense, it's how do I stand out? How do I pull myself up by the bootstraps? That's the American dream, right? But what if it's no longer just that? What if it is actually we're looking at how we can co-create globally? What is the global dream, right? What is the collective dream? And how can we move with that? I don't think it's anymore about this individuation stuff, but we do sometimes have to think about what can we as individuals bring to the table. So, all right, I'm just gonna go ahead and see what pops out here. Spirit, can you give me some guidance on what we can, any kind of guidance or something that will move us through? Yeah. Okay, I've got 2 cards. Oh no, 3 cards. Oh my goodness, 3 cards came out. All right, awesome. So I've got the Bardo, I've got Gnosis, and I've got the Temple. I did not expect to pull 3 cards. I was actually only hoping to pull 1. But I'll go ahead and read. These babies. All right, the Bardo. Start with the Bardo first. Da, 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 da. That's interesting reading. Wow. Okay, so the Bardo. The Bardo is the liminal, the in-between, the transition. It is said that the Bardo is a place between this life and the next, a liminal realm through which souls pass. Envisioning this inherently mysterious space creates the potential for us to rise above the concerns of this world and see our relationships through a cosmic and timeless lens. Wow. Wow. We may receive messages from those who are no longer with us or see visions of lives not yet lived. In the Bardo, there is potential to forgive the unforgivable, to say the unsaid, to see the unseen, to love the unloved, to let go of all the things that cause us pain. The Bardo suspends us in its spaciousness for just long enough to open us to higher wisdom. Its energy does not belong to Earth as we know it, but rather to the cosmic network of which we are a single thread. And what did I say about this global energy? I think we're kind of in this time period where we are temporarily suspended, where we are in this Bardo energy where we can make a transition toward love, forgiveness, um, uh, seeing the unseen, saying the unsaid, beyond. And again, you've got this man who is on the verge of building something, but has stopped to take a look out over the water. It's almost suspending in time, like you're in the middle of a project and you just stop and daydream. I don't think it's daydreaming. I think it's something else has gotten hold in the middle of something that you were doing, and you're trying to figure out now, what does this space and opportunity mean? All right, let's see. So for Bardo, if you find yourself in light with this card, if you resonate with this card, then you might be feeling spaciousness, grace, forgiveness, and truth. But if you are not aligning or resonating with this card, you may be feeling torment, dislocation, hallucination, or transience. Go deeper. Read the Tibetan Book of the Dead, Lament of the Dead by James Hillman and Sonu Shamdasani. The bardo is not to be feared. Take advantage of its energy by recognizing what needs to be resolved. Trust that there is a message for you from beyond. Who is speaking? Go ahead and listen. When the veil between this life and the next is thinned, energy is stirred. This allows for remarkable healing and vision. All right, I'll go on to Gnosis. Oh, interesting. Okay, sorry, it took a little while. All right, Gnosis. Innermost knowing, mystic truths. True knowledge is not found in facts and figures in scholarly books on library shelves. Rather, Gnosis points to the deep and timeless archetypal wisdom that rises from the felt experience of having touched the unknown with every one of the senses. Those who are drawn to Gnosis find themselves in esoteric studies, likely involving mysticism, alchemy, healing, or perhaps science. Knowing is their calling. Not knowing is their job description. No matter how far the alchemists take their studies, they come to the ultimate conclusion that facts slip toward mystery, and soon the mystery results in facts. This card signifies a knowing that is life changing. Once you experience it, you are forever changed and become a guardian of Gnosis. The eternal mystery is calling you. Study your passion in the deepest way available to you. Okay, so if you resonate with this card, you might be contemplating the mystery and unanswerable questions. If you're not resonating or you're feeling dark with this card, you are over intellectualizing and literalizing, or you're asking others. You're trying to get outside validation, or you're not seeking the answers for yourself. So go deeper by reading Bruce Naumann's The True Artist Helps the World by Revealing Mystic Truths. And maybe that's what you're doing here. You are holding the scale of truths and you're doling them out. Instead of like alms, you're giving out knowledge. Let's see. This card, about the Gnosis, this card relates to the riddle and the shapeshifter. All concern themselves with revealing mystic truths. Those who say they know, don't. Those who say they don't know, know. Okay, and the last card is the Temple. Let's find the Temple here. All right. The Temple. It's interesting. I'm looking at the temple and I'm still thinking of what is this man building in this three of wands. What is he building? Maybe you're building some sort of a temple. And it doesn't have to be like, a church or anything like that, but maybe it is, maybe it's a temple in the form of a blog. Maybe it's a temple in the form of a book. Maybe it's somewhere where people can gather, right? Virtually, something where they tangibly can gather, like physically can gather, um, and discuss these things. You're building maybe a community. Excuse me. Okay, the temple, the sanctuary, the shrine, the altar. When we think of the temple, we often envision an architectural structure in a far off land. We are quick to distance ourselves from the sacred, assuming we must expend much effort in order to arrive there. Yet the temple is a universal and omnipresent energy, accessible in the highest and lowest richest and poorest of places. Visiting the temple might be as simple as stepping into the dappled light of the forest, slowly and sensuously kissing a lover, or closing your eyes to travel inward. This card is a call to re-examine what you pay homage to and what you reject. What do you spend your time worshiping? Your phone, money, or material goods? What barriers do you draw between yourself and the sacred? Perhaps there is room on your altar for something new, something surprising. Offer it to the heavens. So I'll jump in really quickly before I read the rest of this and say that um, as someone who is continually, I'm constantly doing work on myself. Um, there there was recently for me the understanding that the idea of um, material comforts, like having a nice home or having a very luxurious home or something like that, was going to make me feel secure and safe, right? But the biggest lesson that I've learned is that when building material wealth around me, or let's put it this way, material wealth as in a structure, right, around me, does not preclude me from feeling emotions. So maybe if you are in that same boat where you are feeling, well, how do I say this? Where you are feeling like your normal creature comforts are not there for you and you're probably feeling unsafe, right? Make a safety for yourself by finding the place where you need to be, right? The temple of your emotions, the temple of your spirit, not the temple of this physical world, because that's pretty much what's going on in these sayings, is that we have an opportunity right this week to try out feeling in such a way that we don't have to worry about our creature comforts. We should be taking this opportunity to find where our new temple resides, or where do we reside, right? Where does this temple live in us rather than where do we live in a temple? So, if you are resonating with this card of the temple, you will probably feel reverence for all or life as sanctuary. When it's dark, you might be feeling idolatry, cults, or strict spirituality. So, if you don't resonate with this message, you might be in those things, and maybe you should venture out if you want to. Free will, right? To go deeper, read Now is the Time by Hafez. All right, let's see. Though indeed the temple travels with you, this card is interwoven with the pilgrim archetype. If you've been longing for a spiritual journey, book your tickets. The ancient yogis saw the body itself as the temple, every function and feature of it as an expression of divinity. Build a shrine with found materials. Don't spend any money, only time. So I think that's a really good point there, is to build your own altar and do it using only found items. I don't know if you see my background here, but I mean, none of these were really found. I bought my crystals and, these little plates, and my shell still has the price tag on it, right? But see this week if you can um, build an altar. Actually, I'll probably put up another video or maybe even a post on Instagram about building your own altar. But make yourself prepared for this energy. be okay with stopping in the middle of something to really think about, what am I building? Why am I building it? Is this good for me, or is this good for everyone? Because ultimately, yes, your intention is for this happiness, but sometimes happiness can be relative. Figure out, take time in this space of just, you know, floating. Relax. Think about these things, right? And yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll put something up about an altar and try to refer to those things as the week goes on. But thank you so much for joining me today. If you're interested in a reading of your own, please feel free to contact me at FifthRoadShop@gmail.com. Or you can send me a private message on Facebook or Instagram. On Instagram, I'm at FifthRoadSpirit, all one word. And I'd love to see you there too. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful week.